And there we go. How we doing, guys? And welcome to another Alba Aesirs chat. So the plan this time round is, as you'll see with the description, is we're talking about mental health. As some of yous in, I don't know if it's worldwide or just in the UK, but this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and the topic they went with this year was anxiety. Pretty sure a lot of you know a lot about that. So you'll notice we've got a couple of guys on day from Alba's here. We've got Johnny, Davey, and Shane. And what we'll do is we'll start off, we'll kick over to Shane because Shane actually has a bit of experience in doing these sort of stuff with these mental health chats on YouTube. How we doing, Shane?
Not bad. So the anxiety side of things, that obviously I've got my own personal history with anxiety and depression. And a while back we'd started doing mental health talks and stuff. We were doing them primarily through Instagram and then uploading to YouTube. And had some of the guys on telling their history with their struggles with mental health and anxiety and things like that as well. My own personal history with it, my anxiety and depression had actually got so bad that I was a recluse for about 10 years. I was pretty deep in, couldn't find my own way out. And basically joining Alba and getting to hear other people's struggles and realising I wasn't by myself massively helped. Doing the mental health talks was my way of showing people that there can be a way out. You can, if you want it. It's probably not the right way to put it. If you accept help, you could find yourself getting better. You could find yourself seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Obviously, I don't want to kind of go too deep in to the ins and outs that I went through myself. Would be here all day, but that's kind of where the mental health talks was going. Like I wanted to tell my story, I wanted to share other people's stories and try and help somebody out there. Which is how we end up coming to SAMH as well. Like obviously there's a lot of guys in the group that have their struggles with mental health. It's obviously a big thing now. More and more people are speaking out about their story, speaking out and realising, hold on a minute, that sounds like me. You know what I mean? A lot of people struggle in silence.
Yeah, that's a different thing nowadays, isn't it? Like years ago, people didn't talk about mental health. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was a thing, obviously, but a lot of people didn't actually speak about it years ago. But now it's people are talking about it a lot more. You know what I mean? Which again, I think people benefited for your chats. Yeah, yeah, definitely. A lot of your crowd, a lot of your groups, helped. I think it helped with your chats as well. You know what I mean? Actually, a lot of people said, I want to chat. You know what I mean? A lot of people that never actually spoke about their mental health or anything like that actually turned and said, I'd like to have a chat with you. You know what I mean?
But there was quite a few guys in the group, like, to talk to them on a daily basis, talk to them on the chats, talk to them in person. Like, you wouldn't know. And then I started doing the mental health talks, and then the next thing people were saying, I want to come on your chat. I want to tell my struggles. And I was like, what struggles? Like, like what are you talking about? I didn't know there was anything
Aye.
wrong.
Yeah.
Joshy boy, how we doing? But that's the thing, Shane. It wasn't even just the folk in the chat. You know, it was even a couple of years after you'd posted the videos, you still had folk, you know, commenting on your videos as to how they felt and how that, you know, it basically clicked with them to, like, say, maybe seeing a family member in the same boat as what you were, and then the penny
People
drops.
didn't even know.
People far around the world as well, wasn't it? It was.
I got a message from a guy, and it wasn't even him. It was his son, and it told me a wee bit about it, and it says, hearing my story, it says I didn't actually realise how hard my son was struggling until I heard your story and went, that's my son. That's what my son's going through, and it helped him to actually connect with his son again and have that conversation.
Yeah.
And understand what was going on. It really hits you when you hear things like that. Like, wait, this is actually doing what I wanted it to do in the first place. But hearing that, you're like, wow. Just speaking up can help so many other folk.
Yeah, definitely. But I suppose, you know, in a way, we're all guilty of the same thing. You know, it's the stigma of the I hate to use the phrase, but the whole man up era. You just think, right, I just got on with it. It'll pass.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the same everywhere else as well, but like where we grew up, like it was a very, you're either a man or you're a mouse.
Aye.
Know what I mean? It was like you show any sign of weakness and you're a mouse,
Mm-hmm.
and you will get beat down for it.
Aye.
But that's just not the case.
No,
Like,
it
I
definitely
know
not anymore.
guys that'll watch Bambi and start greeting. Know what I mean? But I wouldn't mess with them. You know what I mean?
I'm 100% guilty for that. Most Disney gets me every time, man.
Oh. Box set for Christmas for Johnny.
Mate, you know, the worst one for me
With
was
the
the
tissues
Notebook.
as well.
Telling you, the Notebook's the worst one for me. Gets me every time. But yeah, no, you're completely
I'll
right,
admit to
man.
that
Yeah,
one as well.
it's horrible, horrible. I just can't stop. But yeah, no, you're completely right, man. Again, when we were younger, it was a different case. You know what I mean? But you know, when we are growing up, we can kind of see why some older people were the way they were.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
Especially with kids and whatever else. You're watching it and you're like, wait, I completely understand now. You know what I mean? Especially you're feeling the way you're feeling. But yeah, it's definitely good that, again, having like Alba is here and having a lot of people coming to yourself and coming to us and talking and whatever else. I mean, it's definitely great, especially having the mental health chats. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I think about having, like you said, Alba's here is, see, just for us, it's not even so much the mental health chats, see, just having that
So-
platform to talk to guys. You know, it can be simple just by, if you're having a down day, just putting a message in the Discord server and one of the guys starts chatting to you about anything. And, you know, just having that platform there to reach out to folk makes such a difference, and especially on the down days, or even when, you know, yourself. I think we've probably all done it on our How Busier chats, put on, guys, I'm going to be quiet for a wee bit. I've just, something's not right, or, you know, something's going on and I'm not hanging with. And you're guaranteed, if not more than, you know, if not the guys on here anyway, you're guaranteed one of the boys is going to message you privately and just say, "You all right? You know, I'm here to talk. If you need us, just phone us, or they'll phone you." And you know, it's a different world that, and you know, when we were growing up, like you say, you used to say, "I'm not feeling right now." You disappear into your room or whatever.
Aye.
Nobody would hear for you, and you wouldn't hear for them until you were back out. Whereas now, folk reach out and look for you and want to make sure you're all right. And you know, that's something that's been a big help to me over the last couple of years, especially part of Alba is here.
Yeah, it's funny. See, when I started Alba, obviously the only person I knew was Shane. You know, and having that, you know, the
The
phone
Doug.
calls or whatever. You know, I'd never met anybody, so having the phone calls, the voices that I'd never even put faces to. You know what I mean? Which was funny. So having that they kind of chats with people, and you never actually met them was mental, but it was still again overwhelming. You know, it's great. But obviously, we've met everybody new, and you know, that was brilliant. 'Cause obviously, when we all started, it was the whole lockdown era. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
aye.
But
It was actually weird that as well, is because we'd all got used to each other on these screens, and then to start transitioning out and actually meeting folk face to face, that was quite a fun part as well, trying to navigate that challenge again.
Oh, I know.
But when we done the MS work, like I can remember when we were organising it, like only what a handful of us had actually met each other face to face. And when we were organising it, we were going, it's probably going to end up just the same guys that we've seen. And then the turnout, I think we were all shocked. Like it was a proper crowd, and like it was instant. As soon as you started talking to them, it was like the camaraderie was there instantly.
Aye.
that was a
We need-
great day as well. That again,
Aye.
a horrible walk. But it was a great day.
Oh, you've done
Great
worse
day.
now, Johnny. You've done worse now.
No, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Not at all. I don't know if you
I'm
can
gonna
actually
have
see
to-
it in this light, but I've
Oh,
actually got
your
a big
sunburn?
white line across my forehead. That's a belter in it. It's coming down now, but horrible. Horrible.
Oh, you loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I think what I
stayed alive.
enjoyed the most at that MS work as well was at the end of the day, because it was scorching and we had just done all that work. When we get back, we all just jumped straight in the water.
Straight in the loch. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
It
Con-
was cold.
Aye.
It was good.
But it was worth it.
Congra-
Worth it.
It was good.
Congrats on the promotion, Brewdog. Josh, my sunburn is it's actually calmed down a bit now. It was just really the back of my neck and that got it. I think will definitely be factor duffel coat for the next one.
Aye. Aye. That was mental.
Learn my lesson.
It was, aye. As soon as you go there, you can see nothing because it was so foggy.
Aye.
But
That's something I'm worried about for when we get up here to do the Ben up here with us, because that's going to be proper height of summer.
Midges.
I'll be factor 75 at my nut.
Midgie season.
Aye.
Magic season as well. That's an interesting one as well. We'd be going up there in nets.
Sunscreen and Avon 45 and cream, that'll keep the midges away.
Aye.
I don't imagine there is, but anybody who's watching who doesn't have a clue what we're talking about, obviously we're fundraising at the moment for SAMH. We're actually doing 6 Monroes in 6 months. So one of the Monroes we're doing is up next bed with us, but is up next to where Shane is, up in Inverness.
Yeah.
And it's going to be at the height of summer, as you say. So yeah, we're all going to burn.
Yes.
It should be fun. Should be fun.
Oh, I love every minute of
The next one's Ben Lomond, isn't it? Looking
it.
forward to
Yes, Ben Lomond for the next one.
that. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Shane, you doing that?
I'm hoping
See what we
to.
can do.
I'm very much hoping to. I just need to double check the calendar, but I mean it's even closer again, isn't it, to the Iron.
I
Shouldn't be
wasn't
an
too
issue.
sure if you were actually going to be doing this week for it. That'd be great.
It'll be good. I'm hoping because it's one of the big ones as such. We'll have
Aye.
quite a good number at it.
Aye.
That's definitely one of
Scotsman's
my bucket
bucket
list
list.
ones as well. So,
100%. That and Nevis is
oh,
Ben
aye,
Lomond, Ben Nevis. Scotsman's bucket list, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
aye.
Yeah.
That and setting a bit of popper, but we can't talk about it on here. So.
But ever since I moved up here, like obviously the front of my house looks straight onto Wirris. I've
That's
been
brilliant.
dying to do it, and now I've got the perfect excuse to go and do it. So
Never need an excuse. Get it done.
there was just one of them
That's the
ones that
thing, yeah.
every morning you do it and you look at it and you go, I want to do that. And obviously there's just never a right time to go and do it. You'll find an excuse not to do it, or you just won't even plan it.
Well, you've
And,
not got an excuse now. We're all turning up beside your door.
Aye. Camping out in your garden.
Sir?
So,
I don't know about like say you guys as well though. Is see like say when I got the CBT for the bike and you get a sort of a bug. Oh, I just want to say thanks to whoever's just donated to us as well. We've just had a Just Giving donation come through.
oh, nice.
Magic.
Nice one, man.
It's like when you get the bike or you go to the gym and you get the bug and you want to do it. That's what I found with the Monroes. And see, when I couldn't do the Monroe at the weekend there, I was absolutely gutted because I just wasn't well. I'm still not well, but I'm really looking forward to next weekend to trying to go up and actually get that one under my belt as well. So I don't know about you guys, but I've got like a bug for that now, and I want
Aye.
to go out and continue doing it.
Brewdog, appreciate that sub, mate. Very much appreciated. Oh, came out again.
To bring it back to the whole mental health thing as well, like obviously Hunzi was my first Ben. It should have been the one before. I can't remember what it was called.
Folly.
Follick.
That was horrible.
But Hunzi was my first, and what a buzz! Like that's great for mental health. Like that sense of achievement. What a lift!
Definitely. Even at that, if you look into, I know that magazine that sort of we reached out to and they're doing a bit about is they were actually doing a bit as to how a lot of folk, you know, like say Hill walking, mountaineering, a lot of folk use that to help combat their mental health. And now that I've done a few, you know, I can actually see where they get it from. You know, as you're up there and you're seeing, even just looking out at the views when you're up there, you can actually see where it comes from.
There's something very calming about it.
Definitely.
If as long as you're not getting blown off the top with the wind, there's something very calming about getting up there and looking out at our beautiful country and seeing.
Yeah. Getting up there. Something calming about standing at the top. There's nothing calming about walking up there. There's nothing calming about that walk.
But
when you're
that
standing at the top, don't get me wrong, it's unreal.
See, now
it's unreal.
In all fairness, Johnny, you say that, but going up there, you know, with the company and just having a bit of banter, having a chat, a laugh and a joke.
Just shouting at you.
Aye. Well, in all fairness, the last one was you getting shouted at. Because that one was your idea.
But yeah, no, you're right.
But,
I mean,
you know, I mean, you look at, like, say, Johnny T, who was, you know, probably about a quarter of the way up, was ready for turning back. But just seeing the whole change. Don't use words like banter. That's what it is up here. But aye, no, it makes a big difference, you know. I know you still get your folk that are out there and, you know, on their own, sitting, powering up these mountains and still loving every minute of it. But I think definitely going up there with a group that you got on well with makes a big difference.
I would certainly
Definitely.
struggle to get to the top without having you guys there just talking. And it is like I said the last time, is you could be walking with, like, say you 1 minute Duncan, then the next minute I'm walking with Johnny, and then, you know, I could be back walking with Cara, and there's like 3 different conversations going on as you're going up, but it makes the journey up so much better.
Yeah.
Saying that, the tap of Ben Honzi, that walker along the tap, Johnny's talking to me, and I'm like, what? I couldn't hear a thing. The wind was just belting me.
Yeah. Again, see the whole. Again, the walk is brutal. That is, it's murder. But again, when you're just stopping and looking about, it's unreal. That last one, the views in that were unreal. Again, and getting to the top, you're just stunning. You're looking about, and it's it's something else.
I know we were sort of looking at, you know, doing another one talking about Monroe's, but just that one we done there, like the Charlene. I know, Davey, you're still planning doing it with Cara. As much as it was, I reckon I really enjoyed that one. See, because it had, as you got to the top, it had that bit more challenge over the rocky bits and that.
It's like Fort Boyard at times.
Aye, you know, you go off. There's no path to follow, but I actually really enjoyed that. You know, you're walking up ridges where you're just looking straight down, but what a feeling.
It did feel never ending though.
Aye.
But never ending stones. You were just jumping on. It's funny.
Davey's like, I'll just Photoshop myself at the top.
I'm just thinking I might
That's
just do a different Ben in total.
That's when we nearly did for Johnny T, wasn't it? Poor guy.
But you know, as you, it's not even just, it's the folk you're bumping into on the way up there. You know, total strangers saying hi to you and how you doing, and you know what I mean. It's just totally
Handing you
different.
stickers.
Hand you stickers and are the ones that are aye. So you must be the Viking guys, the Valhalla guys,
Valhalla boys.
the Valhalla boys.
So that's the wee stickers there. There we go.
Aye, I've got mine on my glass
Back to
cabinet.
front, but
Aye, because they're for Windies.
They're cool.
they're decent.
Yep. There you can see you have done. You've done 3 Monroes.
Aye. Got
So
enough
it
for
is.
you there.
So getting back to obviously the mental health side of things, Shane. So do you actually have plans of getting? I know you say you're not sure where you're going with it.
I do want to bring them back. I don't have a date yet for restarting. I know there's a number of guys in the group that really want to take part in it. Can I tell their stories and stuff and have a discussion about it and things like that. But obviously I've launched my own business and stuff now. I'm working on that at the minute. That and having a 3-year-old. Time just flies by me, man. I don't even know what day of the week it is. But I do 100% want to restart. I just need to get a structure together, figure out what platform for a start I'm going to bring it back on. We talked about doing it as a podcast rather than just a chat on Instagram. Know what I mean? I mean, maybe the guys in the chat could let us know how they would want us to kind of continue with it, restart it, what they would like to see. I don't know. Well, I'm open to suggestions, basically.
Well, that's it. I mean, the good thing is that we've obviously got this platform now.
Aye.
You know what I mean? We've got this, we've got the social media, we've got the YouTube, we've got plenty of platforms to go forward with it. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean, I like this. Like, this kind of setup would be,
Oh,
I'd be happy to
you
run.
know, it's
I mean,
it's very relaxed. You know, a platform like this using something like Twitch to get something across.
I quite
I know
like the
when
idea of having our own podcast as well, though. I think
Aye.
that could be quite a good outreach as well.
I know when me, Davey, and Lee sat down and done a chat, like, I think that was probably the most productive one that I've done. We all kind of went in pretty in depth with how we got to where we are now. Know what I mean?
That was a really good day as well, because we were sitting face to face from, you know, next to each other, talking as well. That was good.
Wasn't a warm day.
It was freezing, mate.
Is that not outside your man's backyard?
Well, sitting there, it did start off quite warm, and then the sun went away, and we're all sitting there like that. Just about to get blankets out.
That, but then you know, everybody's got their own. You know, David. I mean, I think it was before the first Monroe, and you put your video up one time, just sitting in the back garden with your wood burner going.
Aye.
You know, a lot of a lot of folk. That's how they deal with things. You know, just out in the
That's
open.
my sort of relaxation. You know, just go out, burn some wood in the back garden, and just chill. Usually have a wee whiskey or something, and just, you know, sit and reflect kind of thing.
Aye.
Try not to sit too close.
That's the fun part.
Whiskey goes up.
The whiskey. Josh is peeling like a lizard since the sun. But I was saying that, so was the back of my neck. That was all peeling yesterday and day.
Aye, my heat's peeling, my wee nose is peeling and all.
Well, my blisters finally decided that it's time to come off.
All right.
Never mind.
Aye, I'm the same. I've got two big skin bits and soles of my feet.
What's this for the kill walk?
Aye.
Aye, I thought I was shedding skin the other day. The amount coming off.
I didn't get any blisters for the kill walk, man. I was just nice and.
Aye.
How about you after the kill walk, Shane? You alright?
Ah, that was great. I could have went and done another one.
I'm certain that's why we haven't heard from Malky since the kilt walk.
It's a possibility.
But no, as much as folk probably sit there and think, oh, you're daft and all this stuff, but do you know what? It's a challenge on top of it as well. And knowing what the reason why you're doing it. You know, raising money for a charity like SAMH. When you think back to, you know, some of the stuff that you've maybe had to deal with yourself, and then you think, you know, some folk have got it 10 times worse, if not more. You know, as if it's no bad enough the now, we just, you know, down to the cost of living and stuff, and the way folk were with the workplace. We're actually quite lucky we've got charities like that about.
Aye.
And it makes it all worthwhile. All the pain and suffering and, you know, knowing why you're doing it.
I think a big thing is about getting the name of the charity out there as well, because
definitely.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know anything about them up until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an important charity that, you know, I feel it's kind of our duty now is to help get their name out there because of just how important that charity is and how important the work they do is. And you know, see if I had actually knew about it years ago when I was going through my things, it could have made such a difference then. And I just wish there was folk like, say, us and all the other groups that are doing the work for them to get their name out there.
Yeah.
We're about a wee bit more. So I feel as though it's kind of on us now as, you know, part of what we want to do is make Scotland that wee bit better. We have to promote SAMH as much as possible so that it gets to everybody that needs that help.
Aye, 100%.
You see all these wee things they're doing as well, like the wee courses and all that.
Aye,
See these wee courses you keep putting up.
aye,
Like
for
they're doing
the
wee,
suicide awareness helping that
yeah.
and just understanding.
So they're doing a lot more than
Aye.
what they know what they need to be. What they're going over and above.
Aye,
They're
You
going
know what I
into
mean?
all
Which is
the
really good for a
football
charity.
teams, going into all the football teams as well, and doing mental health awareness within clubs and that as well.
aye,
And that's
Yeah,
just
it's really good.
it's kind of unheard of, as in I had never heard of it up until recently, and now that I'm seeing it, I'm thinking that's so much better. Because even back playing in my football days, you never got anything like that. You know what I mean? Just you didn't, and it just shows that there isn't much more awareness about having to look after folks' mental health, and it's good to see clubs and football teams and rugby teams getting charities in to actually help look after the folk that they're responsible for.
So something that's bothered me through the 10 years being a recluse and stuff, all the help that gets put in your face is all the ones that are completely inundated with patients, with people struggling, that they have like a couple of weeks to work with you. Know what I mean? Like I done cognitive behavioural therapy, and it was working for me. It was great. I was getting out the house. Somebody was coming to my house, taking me out, taking me down to the shops, putting me in into an uncomfortable situation and helping me through it, so that I was learning to overcome the anxiety. Basically restructuring my mental health, and I ran out of time. The guy couldn't work with me anymore because my time was up,
aye,
and I wasn't at a stage where I could actually do it myself, or I didn't have somebody to come and take over for that guy and keep the work going. SAMH doesn't have that. SAMH will keep working with you until you're happy. Know what I mean? That's what I love about it. They'll help you if you want the help. Know what I mean? The other ones that gets put in your face all the time doesn't. Some of them do, but it might not be for you. SAMH has got other options to offer you. Know what I mean? That's what I love about it, and that's what I wish I knew then. So I will keep promoting SAMH once this is done. Once we've finished our collaboration with them, or once we've finished raising money for them, I'll keep promoting them, because what they do is great.
It's definitely a good thing that we've chose to do it for the 12 months as well.
aye.
That's obviously a new thing for us. You know what I mean? But I think it's definitely a deserving charity to raise fundraise for that further 6 months than what we usually do.
I think as well, obviously, because as a main, it's basically one of our main ethos into it. Is just that was the whole reason behind Alba's year, was to help each other, basically combat the stigma of mental health among men. But it's obviously we're moving on a bit, setting up the Alba Valkyries group as well to get the women involved as well. But I know I think that was how it was. It seemed like such a good match as well, was because it was one of what we were looking towards anyway, was the mental health side of things. As Shane says, we previously doing these mental health talks and that, and what so many has had been through anyway. So I know it was very fitting, and as Davey says, even just down to raising awareness, that's how, as much as sharing, like, say, whatever we post on Instagram or Facebook, makes such a big difference to us as well. It's not just about the donations, it's about getting word out there as well. It's about raising awareness on what support's out there for folks suffering. And that's the reason we do it.
Yeah, because every time somebody shares a post for us, it is, you know, it could reach that one person that needs that help.
That's it. I mean, it can bring somebody else in who wants to join a group like us. Again, who needs help.
Mhm.
Whether or not they're looking to find a charity to help themselves or find a group like us that they want to join to feel like they're part of something and, you know, talk to a group of people, you know,
Oh, aye.
whether or not we're out there looking for members or just looking to help people, you know, that's what we're there today, you know what I mean?
Aye.
And if we can, whether, again, as I said, whether we can help somebody find a charity or we can help somebody by bringing them in, you know, again, that's what we're there for, you know what I mean? And even like the post we put up the other day, if reading the posts helps somebody by just reading them, you know, then that's amazing. You know,
yeah.
our work's done, essentially, you know what I mean? We'll continue to do it. You try to play Tarkov there.
No, I was had hanging that screen up. I know. Popped up.
So something I actually found funny over the last couple of days there. Well, obviously, Malky disappeared. Like, just dropped half the face of the planet. And like, obviously, first 2 days, like, nobody really took much notice. Because, like, we all kind of do that. We all disappear for a couple of days. But as time started going on, we were like, hold on a minute, where is Malky? And the next
Yeah,
thing,
the peace and quiet
it was like
getting
three or
scary.
four trying to figure out where he was and started making phone calls to other ones that are closer by and might know where he might be and all this kind of stuff. And sure enough, we end up finding him.
I find out it was something as simple as he broke his phone.
It broke the phone, aye.
Aye.
But now he's disappeared again.
Aye, you got a new phone, doesn't know how to work it.
The wee man heard that, no? He knows.
He could show him how to work it.
Aye. So
Well,
Aye, that's
that
great.
just
Right,
goes to show. That just goes to show how close knit we are. But like, but we're all looking out for each other.
Yeah, aye, we know exactly, right? Couple of days, right? 3 days, 4 days. No, that's not what he's usually all about. You know what I mean? That's a bit different.
He's usually the loudest person in the room.
I mean, he obviously he's been working, but he's been a bit mental on work. But then he goes away for a few and that. Someone's going rag here.
aye.
It turns out it's his phone. Well, hopefully he's back now and he's alright. You know what I mean?
Aye. We shall see.
No, that's it. But I was going to say that it's good to see the Just Giving page is still going up and up. You know, we're closer to our minimum target
Yes.
of £1,000. We're up to 826.
That is the main word, minimum,
No, which
because
is-
we will keep going.
Well, that's it. We'll set a target, but set a minimum target of £1,000. But again, only in a couple of months, we've raised £826, and that's not including the
Gifted.
gifted stuff.
We'll probably
which
be
is
close
what,
to the £1,000
another
because
£100
that's
or
about
something?
£100, aye.
Aye. No, it's you know, I say it a lot when we're talking about the Just Giving, but it's phenomenal the support we've had, especially when you look at just we started raising, or I wouldn't even say we started raising funds. We started a year-long process in February with SAMH. We've really only been raising funds sort of the last
Well, aye.
2 months. You know, actively doing stuff to try and raise funds. Obviously, we've had
March and April, I was the
yeah,
planning for
we've
the
had
first
our own
Monroe.
sort of merchandise kind of stuff and all that kind of thing that put a wee bit in there, and that, you know, that helps out. But obviously the actual the last 2 months is when we really just started doing our actual fundraising, and the support we've seen, again, I say the word phenomenal, but it's the best way to describe it, because everybody that's supporting us is getting right behind us, and I'm even noticing that there's the same people as well have donated a few times because they're following our process and our progress, on the hills, and they're really getting behind us and supporting what we're doing. And I'm also noticing now a lot as well that non-members in our club are starting to share our posts as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Obviously there are a lot of the people that are affiliated to members in the club that are doing it, but it's good to see that folk that aren't actual members are sharing our posts out as well, because they'll obviously get a different reach to who we have as well. So that kind of support's invaluable to us.
Yeah, 100%. And then, as much as sort of the run up, we're going to be busy with the Monroes and the Kilt Walks, but even having a platform like this, like Twitch, to be able to utilise over the winter months when we can't get out, getting some gaming streams up and stuff like that is going to, it's going to be great for fundraising as well, because as I says earlier, every penny now raised through the Twitch will be going to charity. So be that through Prime subs, bits, whatever. It's every penny of it that comes through Twitch is goes on to the charity. So whatever you can add is gratefully appreciated, even if it is down to if you've got your Amazon Prime, by all means add your sub on here. Doesn't cost you a penny, but it's a couple
Again,
of
that's
pound that
something
goes
that-
towards some folk didn't even know about.
I never knew about that, and it's not something Amazon advertise really. That
No,
if you're
and-
on Twitch,
No,
that
it's
you've
not.
got this. So
And
It'd be good
unless you're actually on Twitch quite a lot, then it's not as if it's on like your Amazon Prime account telling you.
aye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It wasn't
something
until
that
you
they
said
could-
the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Just checked here because I donated it the last time. I can't do it this time.
You need to wait till next month.
Bro.
So you do it. So but no,
Sorry,
I think
I know this is completely off topic, right? But Johnny, how much does Davey look like Rob Flynn on Machine Head with that long hair and the beard?
Tell me that's a good thing or a bad thing, man.
Is he rich?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinda.
he's well minted, mate.
Nah, ain't me then.
Aye.
I wish it was, but
I'll
ain't me then.
I'll just settle for the back pages bank book.
If he needs a stunt double, give me a shout.
Aye.
But I know again having just these wee chats as well. But we have our chats and we have our meetings every month, and we get sort of the business side of the club done, and then we'll usually have a bit of a laugh and a joke with each other as well. But see, actually, I'm getting drowned out here, but just for coming on here and chatting the night has made a big difference to how I've been feeling the night as well. Because obviously, as you can see, I'm sitting in my bed at the moment,
How we doing, Neil?
feeling no well, feeling sorry for myself. But just again coming on, having this chat, having a laugh with you boys, you can feel it perks you up a wee bit as well. So
You definitely
Quite
sound better than you did when you came on.
Aye.
don't feel much better, but just again, it's about the mentalness. It's the mental health side of things internally and mentally. I feel a lot better just for coming on and having a chat with you boys tonight. And it does wonders for you just having a chat with a group of mates
I mean,
and having somebody climbing all over you.
it's amazing how much improving your own mental health helps improve your physical health as well. Like the two go hand in hand so much. If if I know I've got my mental health in check, I'll physically have the energy to go about my day. If my mental health is messed up, I just want to sleep all day. Don't want to do anything.
Aye, very relatable that.
That's it as well. Is the other side of the Monroes as well. See, when you've done that, you feel energetic and you're quite happy to get up and get on with your day and do something as well. Whereas I've seen Saturdays where I could be lying in my bed till 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and then you get up, and before you know it, you're making your dinner and you're thinking about bed again because the
Aye.
day's just disappeared. Whereas you get up early in the morning, you go, you climb a mountain, you come down, you feel as though you've done something with your day. And
Don't get me wrong, to be fair, sometimes when I be up there, I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I am not looking forward to this at all.
But then,
You see, when you start and you're
aye.
talking away to people and whatever else, and you're walking and you're all there, fiddles and having a laugh, whatever else, you forget that you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And before you know it, you're walking, and it's just a thing you're doing now. You know what I mean?
You know, how
that
often...
initial hurdle.
How often do you get it, you know, on a Saturday morning when that alarm goes off at 6:30 and, you know, you're quite keen to get up and get everything ready? Normally you're like, I'm not working today, I'm going back to bed. But I know you're keen enough to get up and get sorted and get out there. But the thing being as well is it's not even just the group of guys, as we said last time, it's coming down and having that support team down the bottom as well. You know, just basically telling you how good a job you done, getting up and down, you know, wishing you, telling you done well, and having, you know, a wee bit of grub ready for you, just sitting talking away and stuff like that.
I'm going to miss that next weekend. I really am going to miss that next weekend.
when we done Ben Hunzi, like that initial walk up to the gate, like I was off all our beans. I'm like, yes, let's go conquer this. And that got to the gate, and then you go into that gravel path, and it starts inclining, and the calves start going, and I was
You're
like,
lucky
do you know what, Shane?
What am I doing?
Shane, that see, compared to the other two, that wasn't an incline.
No.
You had it easy.
You know what I mean? But like, you start getting up that incline, the calves start going, and then the next time you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
That was a mountain flick.
You start questioning your life decisions.
Again, as I said in the other video, you know, the first 10 minutes of Ben Volley, I was like, nah, game's a bogey, Keezies, I'm going home. I am not doing this. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't like to be that guy. Don't get me wrong, that guy cycling up.
No.
Ben Hunzi.
I'll be back in a second. I'm just trying to get a cat out from under a bed here. 2 seconds.
I don't know what a guy was doing. Like, they
That's
didn't
it,
even have the
Tetris.
tyres for it.
I know. But if you think about it, you know, Ben Vorley, your very first one, you felt that way. Probably when I done it a couple of weeks previous, me and Malky and that, I felt that way. And then Johnny T felt that way. So I think once you get that first one out the road, you kind of lose, you know, you start to adapt yourself to them. You start to know that it does level out somewhere.
The only Ben I've got to compare to is Honzi, right? So my next one's obviously Lomond.
Well, actually, we were talking to a couple of people and they were saying the first 45 minutes or whatever is, you know, steps and, you know, it's like a good steep steps for 45 minutes, so it's quite tough. But then the rest of it's quite a decent path all the way right up. Whether or not that's a load of crap, I do not know. But I've not watched the videos yet.
Because Davey did tell Johnny T that one we done there was quite easy.
He did.
Just going with what it says on that app.
Aye, they people own that app for climbing, I don't know,
Fucking
Mount Fuji.
K2.
You know what I mean? Aye, they've claimed some dodgy things, know what I mean?
Aye. But no,
From,
definitely.
from the from the videos I've watched, apparently Honzi is like the easiest out of the ones that we've done, or the ones that you have done, should I say?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
apparently.
So I
They
going
were to
from
do the
that
toilet though.
to Lomond, I don't know what I'm putting myself in for.
Although, Davey, at the bottom of Schiehallion, there's toilets.
I mind it was there.
I know. I used it.
Oh, aye, that's right, you're there. That's right, you're there. Keep forgetting
I
you.
got to the bottom. I just couldn't got to.
As I says, when we were on the way up, Johnny, it was more a case of on the drive in, he seen all the distilleries and decided to turn back.
Ah,
I did nearly get lost on the way back home all the same because I drove right past one. I think it was Dual Distilleries or something like that. Drove by the entrance to it. I was like, ooh.
It was a really good drive. See the drive to Honzi as well. That's a great drive.
Mm-hmm.
Some great
Aye,
views
that's
out
it.
of that.
It's not even just the walk, you know, it's the getting there in the day, you know, the drive scene bits of Scotland that you've not really seen before.
Well, that was
Yeah.
when I left Schiehallion. I thought, right, I'm going to be a smart ass. I'll go by via Cranlarif and cut down that way. And
Oh,
miss
so
out
you,
all
aye,
that
you
big
went
speed camera. The long way.
aye.
The very long way. But I'll tell you, even though I wasn't feeling well and I had to like pull over a few times, it was a cracking drive because you go down Loch Tay, beautiful, and there's a few lodges up there. And that I would go up there for a weekend. It was beautiful. And I've never, to my knowledge, I've never been there in my life, and it was just like some of the sights and scenes you were seeing. If I had chance, I would have stopped the car and took some photos of it because it was some really, really nice bits. But everywhere was a really nice photo. You couldn't stop the
Aye.
car.
That was like
And
for
then you
this.
come down Loch Lomond as well, the other way I went. So
The Loch
it was
side.
a long, long drive, but it was beautiful.
That was like for
Absolutely.
That's
this.
where the Cranach Museum is, isn't it? Loch Tay.
Possibly, I didn't see that, but quite possibly.
That's like for the summit. So at one end of Schiehallion, you see Loch Tummel. The other side, you see Loch Rannoch. It was really nice up the top of there. So it is.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you, I mean, that's what it was a 2 hour drive for my bit. But once you pass the far end of Glasgow or Stirling or whatever way,
You're
whatever
coming
road
in.
you're going, it's just turns into a totally different country, doesn't it? It's,
Aye.
as soon as you're out of the sort of the central belt and the cities,
Aye.
it just goes to show how amazing our beautiful wee country is, because you just, I know you can go to any of these like Switzerland and that's got beautiful, Norway's beautiful, New Zealand's beautiful, but to me you just don't beat the Scottish one.
And it's amazing how much you take for granted.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's a couple of hours down the road, and it's like you're in a totally different country.
that was a big thing for my mental health. Like, obviously, I grew up in Port Glasgow in a horrible place when I grew up. God knows what it's like now, but when I was growing up, it was a horrible, horrible place. To moving up to Inverness,
Aye.
like, total culture shock. I could be in a different country. Like, I mean, going for a view of Junkie Town to Ben Withers.
Aye.
Know what I mean? Like, it's done a massive thing for my mental health.
But then I suppose growing up in the port, you must have been used to climbing hills. That whole place is just a big hill.
Aye.
I've walked down that big hill. Never walk up it.
That's
Not a chance.
Obviously, you are talking about Climbray.
Aye.
Aye. Where the Tesco the moment.
I stayed right up the top, Ormsey Avenue, right up the top, and it could be snowing up there, and you drive down to a
That's a
call
big
it
fun in
the-
a sledge, by the way. That's
No.
like,
I've actually got a funny story about how I was going down that hill on my push bike, and my dad didn't put, you know, the wee locking bits in the front wheel.
Aye.
Somehow he's put them in backwards. I was going down a Clunbray, full pelt, and I went to hop up the curb, and the
And the
front
wheel
wheel
dropped out.
kept going, and I didn't.
brilliant. Brilliant.
My mate done that trying to jump off a tee-off point in a golf course. Went airborne, the front wheel came off and the forks just stuck right into the grass. Headbutt at the ground. It was funny. But no, but seeing saying that, like, say, I mind one time I was delivering up at, see, the industrial estate up at Port Glasgow. And you were looking down, it must have just been like low fog because you were, you know, it was clear up the top and looking down towards the Clyde. It was just the fog right in the bottom, you know, you'd have thought you were up at Happy Mountain. But aye, enough about the port.
Well, you've
my
got
dad
that
just
big golf course at Utopia. It's beautiful.
Aye, but
Big hotel up there in Spa.
that's more up towards Kilmacombe, is it no?
Aye.
Is that
On the Kilmacombe Road, aye.
You got past the school and you're heading for Kilmacombe and you've got a big golf course.
Money Central.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, getting out of there, what wonders for my mental health, man.
Oh, aye. Sometimes a change is just as good.
The change of scenery just is all it needs sometimes, isn't it?
But, and saying that, how long would you say it took you to adapt to a, you know, the total culture change, isn't it? It's a total.
Well, see, to be honest, it was so strange. Like, the whole reason but before I moved up here, the whole reason that I'd come up here for the very first time was obviously Sam ended up getting diagnosed with MS, and so obviously she was going through a really tough time, and I was like, well, forget my anxiety stuff. Like, I need to support her. So I jumped in the car and I drove up, and by the time I'd got here, I felt so much better. Like, getting in the car, putting all the stuff in the car to come up for a couple of days. Like, I'm rattling. I'm proper panic mode, but I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if I'm panicking. I need to go and support her. She's really struggling. Drove up. By the time I got here, even just the drive made me feel better. Getting here, I thought I'd have been a nervous wreck because I had never met her parents before.
Aye.
And I'm coming into a stranger's house, spending a couple of days staying in their house. I thought, I'm going to be a wreck. But because you can't even see the neighbours here, I've got two neighbours. I can't even see them because, like, they're tucked away in. All I can see is that view.
Aye.
And I'm like, this is amazing. I was just so blown away with the scenery and the openness and not being able to see anybody I don't know.
Feels like you're in your
I'm
own
just
wee
like,
world.
Calm. So strange.
It's yeah. I'll jump in just as you were saying that. It was weird as you said that about, you know, the missus when you'd found out about a diagnosis with MS. Now I'm not normally one to talk about my own sort of mental health, but I mind a couple of years ago there when the missus was diagnosed with brain tumour, and I totally agree with you, Shane, because you feel like, right, do you know what, I need to be the strong one here. You think what they're going through, and you just keep everything bottled up yourself, and it's not until you're sort of, I mean, it was during COVID. My missus was in the hospital for her operation, so nobody was allowed in to visit or anything. And I'm sitting here, you know, trying to be. Everyone's fine. Everyone will be fine. You know, you're trying to keep the kids happy and make sure nothing's going on. The in-laws are phoning. Have you heard anything? No, I haven't heard anything yet. She was about 11 hours in the operating theatre, and you're sitting twiddling your thumb, and all sorts are going through your head, and you're just trying to keep everything together. But as you says, you bottle it up and you tell yourself, you know what, none of that matters because you've got other things to concern yourself with. And in a way, I sometimes think, is that wrong? Because, you know, as you say, your own mental health affects your own health as well. You know, you see it, a lot of folk that have suffered, and it affects their actual health. You know, they come down with all sorts of illnesses because they've bottled stuff up for so long, and it just eats away at them.
Yep.
And but I totally understand where you come from. You know, you prioritize. You think, right, what you weigh up what they're going through, and it was exactly the same again then when Nate, when the youngest was diagnosed with diabetes, and he was in hospital for 2 weeks, and you sit there and think all sorts go through your mind, but you know, and end up everyone's turned out fine. You know, the missus back working, the wee fella's fine, and but you still dwell on it sometimes, and you think back, and that's where, you know, being part of Alba has helped me as well. Not the fact that I haven't really got to the, you know, I felt right, you know what, I need to talk to somebody about it, but just knowing that the support is there has been, you know, great for what I've been through, and I can't thank you guys enough for it.
I mean, I completely get everything you say there. Jesus.
Is she alright?
She's been doing this for a couple of days, man. There's whatever that call is that's kind of it. It's hard hard. But I completely get what you're saying there, because to be honest with you, I think that's where mine all stemmed from, was taking all the responsibility of things, trying to be strong for everybody else. It was my first panic attack happened after my gran had died, and that was the first death that I had felt in the family that close. And it was shortly after that, well, but with the whole funeral and all that, I took a lot of the responsibility, because I was like, my mum's going to be struggling, my dad wasn't well at the time, my sister was just in bits, my brother was in bits, so I was like, right, I'll be the man here, I'll step up to the plate, and I'll take all the responsibility on. I'd never dealt with it before. I shouldn't have been doing it, but at the same time, I was like, I'll honour her, I'll do it right, and I'll take all the responsibility. And then shortly after was when I had my first panic attack. So obviously I'd been pushing it all down, going, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be strong, I'll do it. And then I broke. And it took me all that time to recover from it. So really I shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. But even though I thought I was doing the right thing, but if I honestly think if I had a support network like we've got here, maybe I wouldn't have been as bad as I was.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? I would have had an outlet, because at the time I didn't. Know what I mean?
I think that's the big thing now for us as well, because, you know, what both of you say is how you have taken everything on, but see now it's also, it's not like it's down to us as such, but like we said earlier on with Malky, it just happens that if you go quiet, you know, we've now got to know how each other kind of act. So, like, say, if you ever do go really quiet for a long period of time, or if you're really short answered, or, you know, we'd start to pick up on that, and then it's on us as a club and a group and our brothers and that to then start going, right, something's going on there. We don't need to know what's going on, but let's just ask, are you okay? And it's not about you then having to worry about your mental health, it's about your brothers or your closest looking out for you as well. And I think that's a big thing that we get from Alba here, is we do have guys that look out for each other. and ask, "Are you okay?" Because sometimes just somebody asking you, "Are you okay?" is what you need.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
100%. Right, I think we've rabbited on enough the night, so I'll pass it round if obviously any user want to say in before we cut off. Just
Literally,
obviously.
just go to the Just Giving page, man. Whatever if you can donate anything, just remember we are doing this for SAMH charity. So if you can donate anything, head over to our Just Giving page and help us out. If you can't, then please jump onto our social medias and share away and show us some love and support. Even a wee comment or a wee like or whatever, it's absolutely brilliant. But whatever you can do, just interact with us and share, donate, whatever. It's all absolutely amazing. So for everybody who already has, cheers.
Just to add to that, like if there's anybody in the chats that wants to maybe join Alba here, take part in things that we're doing, just reach out to us. We're more than welcoming.
I'll just sort of want to thank everybody again for the support that they've been given. You know, what the boys have said is absolutely spot on, so I'm not going to, repeat it what they're saying because they've already covered the ground. But I just want to thank everybody for that support that he's give us, but also want to thank you guys for tonight because I've actually really needed it more than what I knew, so I appreciate that. And look forward to the next one again.
Aye, no, thanks for coming on, guys. Obviously, I came away from Twitch for a while, and it's actually good getting back to something, using it for something different. And it's, I actually really enjoy these. So, what I will do is, same as the last one, the body of this will go up on the YouTube. So, if anybody missed any, maybe you didn't join it later, you will actually get the full hour and a bit on YouTube shortly, along with our Monroe videos and stuff like that. So check out the YouTube, check out our socials. We're always posting up stuff that we're doing. And thank you for coming along, stopping by and listening to us blather away for a wee hour. Very much appreciated. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.